You've just stepped into the Midlife Revolution Unleashed, your space to ignite possibility, redefine purpose, and embrace the power that comes with age and experience. Co-hosted by yours truly, Coach Wayne.
And I'm Coach Stacy M. Lewis. We are two seasoned coaches focused on the midlife community of color. This isn't just a podcast, it's a movement. In a world that sometimes forgets the power and the wisdom that comes with age, we are here to ignite a revolution and rewrite the narrative of this incredible journey.
So, whether you're navigating your career, growing your business, rediscovering passions, or challenging the status quo, this is your space. So, buckle up. Let's dive into the Midlife Revolution Unleashed. Well. Hello, everyone. Hello. We are back with Midlife Revolution Unleashed, and we are into show number 2 since the new year. Stacy, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Wayne. It is always a pleasure to be here with you. Welcome, everyone, to the Midlife Revolution Unleashed. Wayne is correct that we are in season 2. I feel like this is like episode 36. It has been our joy and our honor to come before our live and replay audience. And so thank you for joining us. We're here to make sure that men and women of color are empowered to live their best life, step into their full potential, and rise to the top. Wouldn't you say, Wayne?
Absolutely, Stacy. We're about winning, and everyone wins in our game. So if you play with us, you're going to rise to the top. Stacy, I'm Coach Wayne. Just want to remind the folks, and I help men of color in midlife get to the other side at the top. And you are?
The other side. So I'm Stacy M. Lewis. I serve as a nonprofit executive. I love God and his people. And I'm also a midlife women's coach. And so thus you can see why Wayne and I do this together. We love coaching, and we love working with our people and making sure that they rise. So we're excited to be here. And no matter your race, ethnicity, you are our people, especially if you're in midlife. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So Stacy, I'm doing something a little bit different today. I kept my phone on because I'm peeping around the corner to see what's happening on our Facebook Live. So I'm monitoring that while LinkedIn is happening as well. And in the near future, Stacy, we'll be doing live on YouTube as well. That's coming.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. And we're just excited to be here and be able to share with you today. Sir Wayne, do you want to tell the people what we're talking about?
We will. So we like to not move in happen chance kind of thing. And so we like to have structure and strategies. And if there's something that has been proven and tested, we like to include it in our work as coaches. Mm-hmm. And Stacy has a formula, a strategy that she employs when she works with her folk, and it's called the MOVE strategy for success. And that's going to be applied in the work that we're going to share with you today in terms of moving forward, getting unstuck, and moving toward your 2025 goals.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. And good evening, Sister Audrey. It is always a pleasure to see your smiling face, even if it's your LinkedIn profile. Wayne, I really appreciate the fact that you were interested in my framework. Yes, we partner on the podcast and we're supportive of each other's work. But I do really appreciate the fact that when you saw the framework and realized that it was my framework, that you really wanted to talk about that. And one thing I would say, and I believe you would agree as coaches, is that much of what we do not only comes from our training as coaches, but comes from our life's experiences. And as a woman of a certain age, this framework of mine was really developed as I went through my own process of amplifying my voice, of moving my life forward, of really working to live in or move toward living in my highest potential, right? Like wanting to make sure that I leave this earth empty, not feeling like I've held on to some gifts and carried them into heaven and then have to be accountable for that. And so that's how the move framework um, was born, really through doing the work. And I knew that in order to move forward, I was going to have to really put some steps into action. And thus the move framework was born.
Powerful stuff, Stacy. I've looked at it several times, and it's applicable to the work that I do as a coach or any coach does. And in fact, it's kind of your do it yourself. So it helps folks who are listening today to apply this framework in the work that they do on themselves, which when it comes to coaching is really what it's about. It's not us doing it for you, it's us empowering you to do for yourself, right? So you can fire us and move on and still succeed.
Don't fire me. Don't fire me. But I agree with you. It is about us really. We're not providing answers as coaches. We're really providing tools and listening ears and presence in a way, hopefully, and asking meaningful questions and providing and helping our clients really develop, answer those questions and develop their own steps to really moving forward. And I think that it really is helpful to engage in an ongoing practice of challenging oneself. So that's why I say, don't fire me. It may not mean that you need to be, in a consistent package, but know that, once you've engaged someone as a coach, ideally you feel that relationship is one that you can come back to and use. And I know that you have returning clients. So I just wanted to take what you said and just blow it up. So let's start at the beginning. How about that? So the move framework is it goes like this. The M is for magnify your worth. The O is for obtain clarity around your limiting beliefs. The V is about validating your dreams. And the E is about experiencing a life that you love. And Wayne and I are just going to talk through the framework in and of itself, and hope indeed that those of you in our listening and viewing audience are able to take something away and really utilize this in your day to day, or at least know that you can reach out to Wayne or I for some more support in this area.
Yeah. Stacy, when we get close to the end, I want to say that I shamelessly announced on the Facebook platform that I feel generous this first quarter. And so I'm offering 7 free or gifted slots to folks. The first 7 folks that DM me will get free coaching just because I believe in that karma. And I want to start the year with that. So 7, no obligations to continue, but just for me to give the gift of helping people get started this year. The first 7 folks who get to me. And of course, now that folks are listening on LinkedIn, if anybody from that side here is DM me as well. So Stacy.
Yeah. This is let's just stay there for just a second. I'm sorry. So, so the first 7 people that DM you, whether it be through LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I know you're on Instagram as well. Your YouTube channel, your email and website. The first 7 people get a free coaching session. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to do 2 sessions for them. And 2 1-hour sessions so that we'll get an assessment and start the work. And if folks, no obligation, if folks like what they see and if I'm helping them, we'll figure out how to move forward.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's worth shouting out. Hello, Delane. Happy New Year to you. We are so excited that you are here. Thank you so much for your well wishes and for your presence. It's very supportive, more supportive
Hey,
than you know.
always in Canada. And Stacy, talking about kicking it off,
Mm-hmm.
we talk about G in terms of M, rather, in terms of your strategy moving forward, the acronym. And
Mm-hmm.
the M that you shared with me is all about magnifying your worth. And why did this really hit me? This was the first one that kind of stand me, because the work that I do, one of the greatest drawbacks that I see, I talk about that Paul syndrome,
Mm-hmm.
possibility,
Mm-hmm.
awareness, ability and worthiness. The majority of the men that I work with, Stacy, are stuck in that place of feeling unworthy.
Mm.
And they don't walk around and say, I'm nothing, but
Right.
the behavior in terms of the narrative that we have and that we live in and among in our world tells us that we are not worthy and we shouldn't be at the table. And so oftentimes we manifest that at the subconscious level. And even it gets worse when we are manifesting it, knowing about it, and still not being able to do anything about it. So when you talk about magnifying your worth, that really resonates, because yes, if only we were able to do that, it's the beginning of change.
Yes. Yes. You said it very well. As people of a certain age, I think, we poured out so much in other areas where it had, whether it's been, building family, raising children, bolstering your career, starting a business. We poured out all of this and have really been, in some ways, looking for those things, those successes, to validate us, to make us, to really validate our value. And our reality is that we often find ourselves in a place where things have changed, life has happened, and we have totally forgotten how valuable we really are.
Mhm.
And me, I'm going to refer to the basic instruction before leaving earth, aka the Bible, that really talks about how we are God's masterpiece and that we have to remind ourselves of our value, not just what we can do, but just the value in being who we are as, made in the image of God, who we are as people with gifts and talents and experience. And I think it really is the platform that we begin to stand on. Sorry, you can tell I can go on about it, but it really is, I believe, the platform that we begin to stand on. Like, if you don't feel or acknowledge your own worth, your own value, how then can you really move forward in ways, doing whatever it is you're doing, starting your business, being an entrepreneur, being at the executive level, whatever it is? How can you move forward in these things if you're not standing on the fact that you are valuable?
Yeah. And Stacy, the human mind does not know the difference, from all the tests that they have done scientifically, between what we consider fantasy and what we consider reality or
Mm,
actuality.
mhm.
So for folks who are at the place where they have been told before they're not enough, they're not tall enough, smart enough, dark enough, light enough, white enough, one of the things that we do to hack that is simply to start writing down positive statements or affirmations about
Mhm.
yourself. And you
Mhm.
can stick this on the bathroom mirror where you put your makeup on with little stickers, or where you shave, in your car. And it's really just to say things that reinforce and change that belief structure and system. So you'll say, I am good enough. I
Yes.
am worthy. I
Mhm.
am beautiful. And that's one way to help yourself moving forward past that barrier.
I agree. I agree. And as Sister Audrey said, we are all miracles. And, we have to remember that. And as we think about, to your point, ways to magnify our worth, we often have to ask ourselves the question, what is it in life at this very moment today that is holding me back from stepping into my full potential, right? What is it I'm telling myself about myself that is holding me back from stepping into my full potential? So that we can really start to identify that and call that thing a lie, which it usually is, and begin to magnify our worth. Hey,
Yeah.
Curtis, welcome.
And let me just apologize to some of the folks on LinkedIn. If you're leaving comments on LinkedIn, we're not able to respond to those by way of typing in the chat. But if we see the comment, we can speak to it as we are now. And Facebook, if you leave a comment, I think yours is showing up. So that's just the way the platform is rocking for us.
Good
Now,
times with technology.
Stacy, you talked about just now, we talked about clarity and understanding and obtaining clarity is part of your strategy, right? Move, obtaining clarity. And that's so important because if you don't have a sense of where you are going, as they say, any road will take you there or not. And so it's very important to have clarity around what's a true barrier rather than make up excuses. It's too hot, it's too cold, it's too far. Oftentimes, if one person somewhere else has been able to accomplish and do it, it's possible for you too, right? It's really changing the belief system that you have gone by that has incapacitated you, and just seeing things differently.
Yeah, the if I were to expand on the obtain clarity, it is obtain clarity around your limiting beliefs, around the mindset that you are moving through life in, that is really holding you back. And like you said, it's too hot, it's too cold. Sometime it could be something as minor as I'm too short, but it could be that undercurrent of, even when I walk into a room, I'm not seen, right? That feeling of invisibility. Or you mentioned it earlier, I'm not enough. Those are limiting beliefs. Those are things that are happening in your mindset that are not really, they're definitely not based on truth, yet it may be part of your current experience. Yet those limiting beliefs are what need to be identified, and dismantled.
Yeah. I want to jump on the obtain clarity beyond just the limiting belief as well, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
It's your strategy, but
It's go for it. Go for it.
okay. And so one of the things that Audrey and I are working on is a vision board for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And the vision board absolutely provides clarity in terms of what's real, what's possible, and in the way of objectifying it, being able to see it right in front of your eyes allows you to bring it into fruition, as it were. So sort of actualize it, take it from the mindset and bring it into the tool set by putting it on board. And of course, a picture tells 1,000 words. And so
Yeah.
the idea behind a vision board is to bring that down. And to your point, Stacy, if you even want to go and talk about what's blocking you, you can look at the vision board graphically, as it were, and see that sometimes what you thought was a hill is nothing more than a mole spot.
Mm-hmm. I just like we talked about, kind of that one question that you could ask yourself around magnifying your worth. A practical action you can take around obtaining clarity is to think about one thing you've been procrastinating on, and then identify, write down why you've been procrastinating on it, right? Oftentimes, our procrastination, to your point, is based on the lack of clarity, right? The lack of really seeing clearly, and is based on a limiting belief. And so that's just one practical action that you can take to really start to unearth, like, yeah, what is holding me back? If I could strip away fear, there's another question. If I could strip away fear, what's one thing that you pursue starting today, right? And I think that that's what you're seeing even in the vision board, that would seem like a hill is really just a little pebble in the road.
Yeah, yeah, good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy, the V I learned looking at your model is about validating dreams and the vision.
Mm-hmm.
And why is that important? Because sometimes we put things out there and we really don't even believe it ourselves. Like somebody else may have put a hunch or an idea in our head, and we are going for it, or we find ourselves with that imposter syndrome because we haven't had the validation ourselves for
Mm-hmm.
what we're moving forward to. So that's important. You want to speak more to that, Stacy?
Absolutely. And this one was actually pivotal for me, in that I found, as you know, as someone in midlife, having um had some experiences, right? Raised the child, and did the career thing, still doing the career thing, that I lost sight of, track of my dreams, of what are the things that really set my soul on fire. While I really enjoy being a nonprofit executive, I really do. I enjoy being a mother. I enjoy doing fun things. I realized I had lost sight of my dreams. And I really think that, and then when you start to share those dreams, right, when you reconnect with those dreams, you almost begin to feel uh, a sense of weirdness, right? Because it's like, well, some people are responding with like, well, if you haven't done it by now, it's probably too late. Or making you feel almost a guilt or a shame around wanting to pursue your dreams at this stage of the game. And so I think it's critical for us all to validate our dreams. And you talked about affirmations earlier, but to really affirm that you're worthy of pursuing your dreams and capable of achieving them, right? They're giving to you. I believe, by God, they are given to you for you to pursue. Certainly, not the bad dreams, but the dreams for you to aspire higher, for you to touch positively the lives of other people, however you're called to do it. And so that for me, again, I could talk on and on. But that for me was really a critical one, is the V, was validating my dreams, and, making sure that fear, right, was not dismantling my dreams even as I was evolving them. So I would say the question there, make sure everybody has a little thought provoking question for each one, is, what's one dream that you've dismissed because of your fear or self-doubt, or because some jerk told you that it wasn't worth pursuing? Okay, I'll leave it there.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And that's not the Jamaican jerk, y'all, that you like to eat.
No, no, definitely not the Jamaican jerk, you know.
Stacy, we have to speak to the fourth element, which is experiencing the life you love. And this is a big one because at the end of the day, so many people go to their graves unfulfilled. They have not lived a life worthy of accomplishment in terms of meeting the dreams and visions that they had for themselves. They die lacking, so to speak.
Yeah.
And it's one thing to die lacking, but living lacking, is another thing. And
Right.
I would say the E, which is experience the life that you live, is all about recognizing, especially at the midlife juncture, you've gone, as it were, halfway through.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's time to stop settling. It's time to move out of the rut, which is just a few feet away from a grave, a rut. And it's time to start looking at fulfillment and a life of significance, and go for it.
Right. And like Sister Audrey said, not living with regrets, right? That's what's happening, that folks are living with regrets. And I'm telling you, when I show up, when I stand before my maker, I want to be able to turn my pockets out, empty my purse, and be like, I got nothing. I left it all. I left it all on the table, so to speak, and that requires taking action, whether it be, the smallest action, but to really start to take action towards your dreams. To create change, to start to live that life. And it doesn't mean that it's all going to be easy. I'm certainly no Pollyanna, and I definitely, have things that don't feel very dreamy in my life, but I am in pursuit of living a life that I love. And as the scripture said, having life abundantly. Yes, it's time to contend it. It's time to really make sure that we are doing what it takes to live this life that we love. And transformation happens when we act. And so, we talked, I think, in the last episode about setting micro goals. And this is another opportunity to do just that. What is that one action that you can take once you've identified that dream, that aspiration? What's one action you can take to start to move in the right direction?
Yeah. Yes. Powerful. Powerful. I see brother Curtis is on LinkedIn. I couldn't find my own LinkedIn live as I was scrolling today. So he must be watching it through your handle, Stacy. But anyway, it's beautiful that he's here and others. And certainly the repeats will be there. So I'll be sure to post to make sure it's there. And so the Unstuck and Unstoppable, the Move framework. Thank you, Stacy, for midlife momentum. And this is as good a time as any, folks, to start looking at your strategy. Before you know it, we're into the second quarter of the year. We're midway already, just about, in January, and it just started. So before you know it, we're talking about if I woulda, coulda, should. So let's just settle down and lock our heels in. They say 10 toes to the ground, and start working towards our move in terms of 2025, our goals and our visions. Stacy, what's going on with you? Tell the folks about how they can get some of the wonderful exposure and experience to you and your work.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. I'm at the tail end of actually developing the Move playbook, and I'll make sure that I share with our listening, viewing audience when that is ready and available, because the idea there is, like you were saying earlier, to be able to take the framework and put it into action and know that, I'm here, you're there, ready to support in ways that are transformational. So you can reach me at thestacymlewis.com, certainly on all those lovely social channels, including LinkedIn, my fave. And I'm looking forward to cheering each and every one of you on. And so if I can be any part of that journey, I am honored. What say you, sir?
Yes, I want to invite folks to tell us through either people that you like and know of in your circle that are experts in areas of, say, finance, business, entrepreneurism, health and wellness, people who you think you want to hear a little bit more from or about. Let us, because we plan to invite some folks on the platform to speak to you as our guests. So let us hear from you, please, what you're thinking in terms of topical issues and the folks that you think might work, and we'll vet them. We'll be happy to do that. To hear from me directly, we just talked about the free coaching that's happening, the gift, but you can reach me at VIP Transformative Living. That's Wayne Dawson VIP at gmail.com. And go on my website. It's showing right here, but that's VIPtransformativeliving.com. And you'll see all my handles.
Wonderful. And don't forget, Wayne said that the first 7 people that DM him, message him, have access to not 1, but 2 hours of free coaching. I'll just say it one more time. He said the first 7 people that DM him, message him, whether through any platform, can receive 2 free hours of coaching. And trust me, that's going to be some good coaching.
Right. And Stacy, I've moved away the guardrails because this year I've recognized I'm being asked to do some coaching around couples. And I have some folks from the Netherlands, some white counterparts that have asked, do I not do coaching with them? And I had to hold it a little bit, but of course I do. So this has nothing to do with midlife Black men. You could be a female, you could be older or younger. This gift is the way I want to offer my Valentine's, as it were, award to folks this year.
Oh, look at that, y'all. Look at that. Indeed. Well, take them up on the offer. The first 7, that will indeed go quickly. And as Curtis said, nice score.
Yeah. Thank you.
We want to thank you for joining us at the Midlife Revolution Unleashed. We indeed hope that we have added value, and we encourage you to do as Wayne said. If you know somebody that you think would be a great guest on the Midlife Revolution Unleashed, or a topic that you feel we should be connecting and conversing about, please don't hesitate to share that in any way that you traditionally reach out to Wayne and I. We have been so blessed by your presence.
Let's see if this works, Stacy. Let's get out of here.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. We'll see you next week.
And there you have it, folks. This week's episode of the Midlife Revolution Unleashed. Hey, we truly appreciate your spending this time in this space with us. Join us next week at the same time as we dive into relevant topics and present solutions to spark new thinking and empower your midlife journey.
And don't forget, if you enjoyed today's episode, let us know in the comments and share it with others. And of course, remember to subscribe, share, like, hit that notification bell. You are the Midlife Revolution Unleashed. I'm Coach Stacy, and I'm cheering you on.
And I'm Coach Wayne, and I'll see you at the top.